welcome to Washington, D.C. portion of the NATO Youth Summit. This is the third annual time that the NATO Youth Summit has been held here. And today's NATO Youth Summit is a special celebration of how NATO prioritizes youth voices. We will have interactive events and opportunities throughout the day, both online and in person. And if you haven't done so already, please grab your phones and open the email confirming your online registration and download the app called WebEx Events linked in the email. It is now my honor to welcome the 28th President of William & Mary, Ms. Katherine Rowe, to the stage to deliver welcome remarks. Thank you.
So, good morning to Washington, D.C. Good afternoon to Brussels. It's really wonderful to be here and to welcome you all. I want to start with some thanks. I'm going to say a little bit about our university, William & Mary, as co-host, and then I'm going to introduce your next speaker, who I'm really looking forward to. Let me start just by the thanks. I want to thank Drs. Kay Floyd and Teresa Longo and Roxanne Adler-Hickey and all of the staff in our Washington, D.C. office. If you're in the room, just wave. There you are. Thank you so much. And I also want to acknowledge we're doing something wonderful, which is we're having an international, open, flexible conversation throughout several days. And we do that because we have amazing technology people behind the scenes. So could we give them a round of thanks as well? It's great. William & Mary is just delighted to be co-hosting this NATO Youth Summit with NATO. We have a long-standing relationship with NATO as a research partner in areas such as sustainability and cybersecurity. Many of you know that we're the first university in the country, predating the country, 1693. We were chartered. The second college in the country. College is in one version of our name, and we are a university with a broad research portfolio. We have a long-standing commitment to global leadership. We were founded internationally. And I want to acknowledge as well that we have a deep commitment to questions of peace and security. There are likely to be, I think, many who have served in the armed forces in this room. I know you have, Colleen, so thank you for that. If you would just stand up and give us a chance to thank you for your service, we'd appreciate that. So, thank you. Thank you. So, liberal arts and sciences university, that idea of the artes liberales, as one of our great leaders, John Charles Thomas in Virginia, says, he reminds us that the Latin for that phrase, artes liberales, means the skills of freedom. The skills, the generous, expansive, inclusive skills of freedom. And it's in that spirit that we pursue research, that we teach, that we learn at William & Mary, and that we expand the partnerships by which we do that. Because as the Secretary said, Secretary Stoltenberg, we are always more powerful when we're together, when we're unified. At William & Mary, we focus on, especially on 4 key areas. Our strategic plan, Vision 2026, focuses on areas that are powerfully relevant to the kinds of questions we've just heard in this room. The history and future of democracy, the fate of water as a large conservation issue. By any estimate, something like 60% of our world's populations are on coastlines, and our Virginia Institute of Marine Science is focused specifically on coastal resiliency, on future pathways into leadership and careers of passion and purpose, everything that you in this room are dedicated to. And we're really deeply interested in the utilization of data to serve those larger needs at a moment when the primary commitment of a university, as I see it, is that age-old understanding that facts, true things, verifiable data are public goods that we need in an age of disinformation and manipulation of information to be completely committed to. That's what great universities do. So I'll leave you with one wonderful quote from Director Sam Custer, who's directs research at our Aid Data Institute, you'll be hearing from them later in the day. She says, if you have unanswerable questions and unmeasurable data, and you need new strategies, new approaches to put those together and get to answers, William & Mary is the place to be. So here we are, focused on how we bring our prowess in gathering data worldwide with partners together to answer some of the most pressing questions that you have, that you've brought forward, that you're already bringing forward right now. With that welcome, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you Doug Bunch, as you hear, member of our Board of Visitors and ambassador from the US to the United Nations, who will extend this welcome further. Thank you.